All right, all right. Woo. How many of you are ready? Good afternoon, capacity. I am so excited about today and this opportunity to share with you. I'm getting ready to post a particular status about pastoral grief. Pastoral grief. I'm getting ready to post a status about that. I want you to make sure that you hit the share button. I think it's going to help a lot of pastors and help a lot of people to understand pastors. But I'm excited about today. I'm excited about what we're going to talk about today. Let me share this with you. Let me share this status with you before I post it. Let's talk about pastoral grief. Pray for your pastor who may be dealing with pastoral grief that is unspoken and covered by constant work and assignment. Many pastors put their problems on their desk so they can walk into the service and preach you into freedom and victory. Pastors may be battling grief from, number one, losing members that were beneficial to the operation and facilitation of ministry. They loved them, valued them, helped them, prayed for them, and they still left. I personally remember losing a family and looking at the door for 6 months, expecting them to walk in. Healthy departures. If your leader plants churches or trains leaders, he trains and develops them to depart, but that does not make their leaving less painful. They really need them present, but do not want to hinder or hold back what they have trained and what God has called. Number three, loss of joy. Pastors are grieving over a loss of joy. Your pastor could be grieving not having the joy and excitement he once had for ministry. I'm trying to make sure that says they once had for ministry. It was snatched by hurt, disappointment, pain, and betrayal. Or you know what? I didn't even add failure in there. Some people are struggling because they failed in certain areas. I've been there twice in 3 years and had to go through a season of restoration and sabbatical. Lost time. Your pastor could be grieving because their children are grown. Their children are now grown and they miss time with them, miss opportunities, miss school events, miss concert games, and more. They really wish they could get the time back, but now realize that it is forever gone. Yep. Number five, season endings. This is big. Every pastor is not in their prime anymore. They now have feelings of inadequacy, inferiority, and irrelevance. They need affirmation that they still matter and are still a necessity. So your pastor may be dealing with unspoken grief. I know you see the strength of the preacher on Sunday and bravery of the visionary, but you must pray for the person carrying the weight. Pray for your leader. And pastors, find a therapist. So I'm getting ready to post that now. I want you all to hit the share button on that. Today, I'm calling an audible. Today, I know I'm supposed to talk about the life of the pastor, and I'm going to get to that, but I'm going to switch it because there's something I really, really need to discuss, something I need to talk about. I'll need to talk about, membership care today. Okay. I want to talk about membership care today. And if you would allow me. Yeah, so we're gonna talk about. I want to talk about it because I'm on a hype right now. I'm on a hype right now because of what just happened in our ministry last night. We had an endeavor that we jumped on those of you who saw the interest meeting, remember I gave you the idea in the group and I said, hey, go do this interest meeting. But I said, don't do it till after the 17th. Well, we did our interest meeting on last night. We had 9 families that were on. Now we had 29 sign up, which means that I'll tell you about that in a moment, but we had 9 families that were on the Zoom last night. 7 of the 9 joined the church last night from the interest meeting. All right. I'm going to give you an outline of how we did that and all that. But I want you to know, oh man, God is great. So we had 9 join last. I'm sorry. Yes, 9 individuals joined. All right. So 7 families joined last night. And it was absolutely amazing to hear that news. So where do I want to start? Let's start at the interest meeting. Let me give you kind of how we set it up. What was the outline? How was it done? Let me see. Okay, so the welcome, no, is that the welcome party? Oh, they labeled it wrong. Okay, the interest meeting last night. With the interest meeting, I wanted to provide something because here's the thing. We have been looking for people to connect with our church just because they came to service on a Sunday. Okay. So I wanted to provide an interest meeting. And I said, you know what? This is something that they do when they're getting ready to plant a church. But what about doing an interest meeting for an established church? And it will give an opportunity for people to hear about the church, learn about the operation, learn the beliefs, learn the mission, ask questions, things of that nature. So we called it the interest party. And with doing that interest party, you you have an opportunity to share with individuals everything about your church. Well, not everything, but most of the stuff about your church that's attractive. You get to draw them in, especially if you had a lot of guests. And I pray that you're keeping lock on the guests, and we're going to get into that today. But you have an opportunity to get them that information and show them why they should connect with the church. Now, let me tell you, Lady Ashley and I did not attend the interest meeting. Okay. There's a lot of moving parts. So, pastors, this is something you have to be able to put in the hands of trusted people. Me and Lady Ashley recorded a video. It's probably about 4 or 5 minutes, just expressing our excitement for having the people a part of the interest party, things of that nature. We sent that video to our executive pastors, and our executive pastors handled everything. Right? So catch this. It started out with they had music playing, and they did it through Zoom so people could actually chime in and ask questions and things. The welcome and intro. I myself and Lady Ashley, as I said, well, the executive pastors came up first. They talked about who we are, how long we've been in the ministry, and facts about us. So they talked about themselves and things of that nature. Then they put up our video. Okay. Then they did an online game. I have no idea what the game was, but I know they did it. They did a virtual game, like an icebreaker. They had food. So they instructed the people to grab snacks and things while they're on the Zoom so they could fellowship and eat together. They did a short history of the church. And then they did a video. We had a video of members who are already connected. And so they did small testimonials, a video of small testimonials from members who are already connected. And then they got to talk about Impact University. Impact University is our new members class. It's an online class. So they talked about new members class. And then they talked about the ministries. They talked about Impact University and graduation. That's big, pastors, that when your people take new members class, there needs to be a reward for taking the class. So we do a graduation, quick thing that we do on a Sunday. We pass out certificates and things, pass out t-shirts for those who are connected to the church now. All right. Then they talked about the ministries. They talked about outreach, media, arts and dance, impact your care, which is our membership care, I serve, which is our servants and volunteers, the music ministry, the intercessors, children's church, teen ministry that's coming soon, marriage ministry that's coming soon. And then they talked about, this is very important, discipleship classes. There is no need for you to gather all these people connecting with your church, receiving Christ, and not provide discipleship classes. All right. So discipleship classes for our Raleigh location are every third Sunday at 3 p.m. and then every Wednesday at 12 noon virtually. All right. And then ministries that you can join. What we have are, we have outer court ministries and inner court ministries. I need you to understand that. Outer court ministries and inner court ministries. Outer court ministries are ministries that you can join as soon as you connect to the church. As soon as you connect to the church, these are ministries that you have small training to and you can join, like outreach or the choir or I serve, where you're going to be serving and working in different areas, or media, capturing content. All right. Then you have inner court ministries. Inner court ministries are ministries you're going to have to go through some training, some development, be a part of the church for a certain amount of time before you can connect with those particular ministries. And I think that's extremely important to the culture of your church. All right. And then they had a closing with question and answer. So our executive pastors, I know I wanted to be on, but I was preaching last night, but I know they did a phenomenal job in presenting our ministry, because out of the 9 families, 7 of them connected with the church. So I know that our executive pastors did a phenomenal job, and I'm glad that they did, because that is an idea that the pastor had. It's a vision that the pastor had that he did not have to run with. I need you to catch that, pastors. You should have vision, write the vision, make it plain that those who read it can run with it. My executive pastor is right there, Pastor Jeremiah. Listen, what are the inner court ministries? So the inner court ministries would be ministries like the executive staff, the intercessors. Pastor Jeremiah can help me out a little bit better. But the inner court ministries would be those ministries like children's church is an inner court ministry. You need to go through some training, some development, background checks before you could be a part of that particular ministry. Inner court ministries are those ones that you really need trusted in finance ministry. Those are ministries you really need trusted individuals in. So you can't walk in the church and join the church and be on those particular ministries. It takes some time, takes some training, some development, understanding the culture of the church before you can connect with those ministries. All right. But please hear me, pastors. You need to be able to write vision in this season, and those who read it run with it. I said on last night when I was teaching in Greenville, I said that your pastor, if they don't have to micromanage you, they don't have to micromanage the ministry. I don't have to look over here and see what the media ministry is doing, or make sure that the preachers are on point, and make sure the adjutants are on point, make sure this ministry, make sure the choir is not fighting. If I don't have to focus on all of those areas of ministry, then I can shift my focus to writing more growth, more advancement, more vision. And when I can do that, because I have trusted people and mature people around me that can run with the vision, you will see acceleration in your ministry. Right? Take the chains off of yourself, pastor. Find those individuals that will be close to you, that you can trust, that will run with the vision, and put them to work. You cannot carry everything, pastor. If you have to carry everything and you cannot trust those around you, it means you're not a good trainer. Oh, it's not all on the people. Sometimes we have to prove that we are good trainers. All right. Woo. Getting a little hot in here. Let me see if I can cut my air on. Okay, so catch this. I want to talk today. About membership care a little bit. I'm gonna give you a little examples here, because I think that this will help your church. And this has been on my heart because of how excited I am from last night. And I told you that I meant to say this again, but we had 29 people RSVP for our interest meeting. Only 9 families were on the Zoom. So what did we do? Immediately plan another date, sent out an email this morning to all those who were not on and said, hey, did we miss you? We were expecting you last night. Did we miss you? So, hey, we missed you last time, but this is the next party that we're going to do. All right. So that while they're still excited, they missed it last night, but now they can jump on board and connect with the next one. All right. So we did that. We got that going. But I want to talk about membership care because this has shifted our ministry this year. Membership care has shifted our ministry. And I'm giving you an example of this is the layout for same thing for both locations, but this PowerPoint is a little more organized than the Raleigh location. When I did the Raleigh location and working with 2 locations, let me tell you what I do. For example, there may be something that I try at Deeper Life, and if I get it working good, all right, I shift the blueprint to MMCC Raleigh. And then on the other hand, if I've tried something at MMCC Raleigh and it's going good, I shift the blueprint to Deeper Life. And with Mount Moriah, I started membership care there first. And their PowerPoint, I don't know how they're working so good because I know I was just throwing notes in that PowerPoint and pushing it to them. And when they got it up and running, I organized it and then sent it to Deeper Life. So let me share this with you. And tonight, I told you all about Ministry Development Night. Do I have that flyer up here? I probably don't. No, I don't. But I told you all about Ministry Development Nights that we're doing. Okay, I'll get back to her in a moment. So, well, let me tell her. My admin is texting about Membership Development Night now. Okay, so the Ministry Development Night that I shared with you all, we're doing that tonight. So tonight, the purpose of the Ministry Development Night in general is to address certain areas in your church that you cannot address on Sunday, but you need time to teach and train and develop those who are working with you. So tonight, between both locations, I have over 100 people that are showing up because I'm going to talk about travel culture. I'm going to talk about our operation on the road as a church, because we have some phenomenal events that are coming up, some convocations that will be invited to be a part of, some things that we'll be doing. And I need everybody that's training with me on point in traveling. So I'm going to be talking about what that means, because when people call me to preach, I'm not the only one on assignment. So I'm going to be drilling into our people tonight how important their presence is and their job is to the assignment that we have together. And some other things that I'm going to be pushing and talking about tonight. But that's what the Ministry Development Night is for you to grab hold to your people and talk about things that you can't normally get to on a Sunday and you need time to get to. I recommend doing it as often as you can, maybe once or twice a quarter or something like that, where you can get in the time to do a Ministry Development Night. It's so big for me tonight because it is both locations together. So when I travel, both of my choirs come together, my adjutants, security, deacons, preachers. So they're all going to be assigned to be on the road with me. So we're going to be talking about that. And also, and I don't know if anybody else up here pastors 2 churches, but there is this underlining competition that has to be addressed and settled, to understand that maybe it's 2 locations, but it's one assignment. And I don't know if everybody's context is not mine. I understand, but I want to throw that out there in case you are pastoring 2 locations that are could be close to each other, and they have to operate together. This is important to understand. Don't allow any undercurrent to come that creates frustration, that creates competition, that creates an imbalance between the two, that says, hey, the pastor loves this location more than the other. You got to stop all of that. You got to kill all that. You got to cut all that at the root. So that's what we're going to be doing tonight. All right. So membership care. Membership care. I told our team membership care is the premier ministry of the church this year, because for the next 2 years, as I told you all before, culture and church growth is our focus. So we want to see 25 new members every quarter, right? That's 100 new members for the year. Okay, now we're already at 64 in our Raleigh location. I'm trying to get 100 for the year, and we're already at 64. God is blessing. All right. So we want to create perfect, strong follow-up system for guests, perfect, strong plan your visit system, close the back door of members leaving, maintain accuracy and salvation and membership count. So one of the things I told them is that to eliminate the word visitor, we only use the word guest. All right. Visitors are unexpected guests we prepare for. So we will eliminate the word visitor and use the word guest. As our church systems are increasing, membership care must be the strongest ministry in our church. The team must be dedicated, accountable, and dependable. Now, those who work on membership care, this cannot be a ministry that you just throw people on that need something to do. Membership care has to have self-motivated, dependable people who can who don't need a pat on the back, who don't need somebody to tell them they're doing great, who don't need somebody to push them. They have to be able to take initiative. They have to be able to work. They have to be able to push themselves to get the job done. All right. So that's what kind of team you need. Welcome home is the terminology at both locations. If you walk in, that's what you're going to hear. Whether you're a guest or not, you're going to hear, or whether you're a member or not, you're going to hear welcome home. Welcome home needs to be the terminology used by each team member. This team bears the weight of the main focuses of the church. All right. Then catch this. Membership care. The person who's over membership care must be forward thinking. That individual that you have in your church who just loves people, cares for people, never wants to see somebody be overlooked, never want to see somebody not being cared for. Those individuals who just have that soft heart for people but are very detailed people, those are the people you want over membership care. That's the individual you want over membership care. Their job is to oversee all the assignments and all the avenues of the membership care team, to assure welcome home and Deep Nation is a part of the language of all team members. Assure all members' profiles are updated in Church Track. Church Track is a church management system. If you do not have a church management system, I want you to make sure that you get one today. Church Track is my recommendation because that's what we use. And I know that it's easy to maneuver, easy to go through, but there are tons of church management systems out there. You can YouTube them, you can Google them, but I recommend Church Track because that's what we use and it's very easy. All right. So with Church Track, what you're able to do, let's say somebody joins our church. So when somebody joins Mount Moriah or Deeper Life, they're going to take them in the back. There's a QR code set up. They're going to scan that QR code, put their information in, their name, their date of birth, how many members in their family, all of this emergency contact. They're going to put all that in. Boom, it goes directly into a system. Now they're connected to the church. All right. That's what Church Track does. It also has a profile that you can download and find out information about the church, information about the church, and has a video for me and what's the next steps. All of that is in that system in Church Track. Okay. Keep membership roll updated and lead pastor informed weekly. I'm a person, I want to hear How many members we got every single week? How many people join the church every single week? I wanted to come to my phone at the end of service, and then send birthday emails at the beginning of the month. That's what we have, a private group, and I want to recommend this. We have a private group on Facebook that has our membership in it. All of our members are in that private group. And in that private group, every time it's somebody's birthday, they put it up in the group, and everybody's commenting happy birthday, giving birthday wishes, and it just excites people and keeps people engaged in the church. All right. So the membership care administrator, that's apart from the person who oversees it, they're in charge of sending out text messages. All right. So you get people connected. You're going to be sending out information through text, through email, through a private Facebook group, just several ways to get people information. All right. Text messages and upcoming events are sent out to members on Tuesdays. Why Tuesday? Because Tuesday we have service that night. So they send out information to members as well as guests to let them know, hey, we got service tonight. Friday, they send out something for Sunday worship. Okay. They also assist in logistics. I'm going to upload this membership care PowerPoint so that you all can have it and take it back to your church and implement it. All right. I'm going to provide that for free for you. I'm going to change some of the terminology so you won't see Deeper Life of Mount Moriah in it, and you'll be able to take it and translate it to your church. Okay. Make sure all new members meet pastors the day that they join. So wherever I am in the sanctuary after service is over, they're going to bring the new members to me so I can shake their hand and hug them. All right. They walk them through the new members process, assure they understand next steps, because after you join the church, there's new members class, there's discipleship class, all of that is provided. So get info and get directives of the welcome home party. Ooh, I can't wait to tell you about that. It's coming up though. All right. In-person discipleship class and online membership class. We talked about that. Pray for each group of new members after receiving information and joining. So when they take them in the back, they pray for them, all of that. Then they take all their information. Then they're going to pray with them because of their connection with the church before they leave. And then make sure a new member receives 2024 magazine. That's something I'm glad. Okay, you know what? Let me go ahead and see if I can upload this into the group now, because I really want you all to see that. I'm glad you all are a part of Capacity. I can give y'all all this stuff. I want you all to see the magazine that we do. So when I go on sabbatical, and this is why sabbatical is important. When I go on sabbatical, God downloads everything for the entire year. So our year is planned out. I do a vision meeting at the beginning of the year or at the end of the previous year, and I talk about what's going to take place. So all of our members know every event that's going to happen. They know all the dates. They know what's coming up, when. They know what we're going to acknowledge. All of that is in that magazine. All right. So all of our new members get that magazine as well, so that all of our church. I see you. Hey, I understand. So all of our members need that information. They get that information so that everybody's connected. Everybody knows what's going on because they have that particular magazine. I just uploaded that magazine, so you all will have it. Online membership engagement. So I told you about that Facebook group, that private Facebook group. In that group, they have individuals on the membership care team. Now, again, our membership care team has 13 people on it. That's how much work it takes to do it. There's 13 people that are on that team. All right. So I want you to understand how weighty it is, and how much work it takes to do this. So in that private group on Facebook, they have engagement posts. So they have conversation starters. recap from Sunday's sermon. Hey, what's your favorite sermon of Bishop thus far this year, and why? Why do you love your church? How connected are you here? How did your connection here change your life? Of course, I told you about the birthday posts. So they have all of that engagement going on. It just keeps the church talking, keeps the family connected. All right. Guest, guest. A follow-up system is necessary. Woo! I'm really going to dig into this at Fuel Strategy Summit. So I need you all to make sure you register for that. Make sure you register for that because we really going to dig into it then. But the follow-up system collects information from every guest that enters DLCM and confirms plan your visit guests. And we'll talk about plan your visit in a moment. So Monday, they sent out a message every Monday, excuse me, to every guest that came on Sunday. They're going to receive an email with a personalized video from me. It's going to say, hey, thank you so much for worshiping with us on this past Sunday. I pray that you enjoyed it. I pray that your life was changed, yada, yada, yada. Hope to see you next Sunday. Every guest receives that every Monday. Tuesday, the guests receive a text saying, hey, tonight we have what's called Thrive Nights. You are free to join us or free to tune in online. All right. Friday, they send them an invite for church on Sunday. Now, here it is. Plan your visit. Plan your visit is something that, and I want you to go to our website. Our website is mmccraleigh.com or deepnation.church. All right. So let me see. Here it is. I'm gonna put the link in here so you have it. But that's the link, mmccraleigh.com/plan your visit. Okay. And what I just posted went to YouTube, so I have it going live on YouTube so that all this can be saved as well. Okay. So with the plan your visit, people are able to go to the website. If you go to our website right now to that link, you'll see a layout of our church, what to expect, what to look for, what to wear, what time we start, what do we have for children, because this is what you're doing when people come to your church. You're asking people to come to a place they've never been before, to listen to a guy they never heard before, and be around people they never seen before. So plan your visit makes it easier for people to feel comfortable coming to your church. We have parking blocked off for plan your visit. People who go online and plan their visit to the church, we have parking blocked off for them. Somebody's going to meet them upon arrival. They're going to have seats that are dedicated to them. All right. They have a procedure to help their children get checked into children's church. They're going to be introduced to our executive pastors, or if I'm around, they'll come and grab me. And then they make sure that everybody who planned to visit gets to meet the pastor after service. All right. So that's plan your visit. I want you to go to our website, check that out as well. Let's see where we are. Okay. New members, and I'll stop here. New members. Anybody who joins the church receives a welcome email when they join. And I told you, they take them in the bags, they scan that QR code, their information goes into the system. Immediately, they receive a welcome email. In that welcome email is a video. You're going to be videoed out, but it's a video because you talking directly and not them just not reading stuff really connects even more. So they receive a welcome video, and that's attached to the email. They're added to the Facebook page, that private group. They're alerted about the next welcome party. They're alerted about discipleship class and volunteer ministry, those outer court ministries. So they're let know about all of that. Okay, this is what the welcome email looks like, and you'll see this when I upload the actual document for you to follow. Okay, it just gives them the next steps and things of that nature. Okay, so the welcome party. This is something that we came up with recently, and it is absolutely phenomenal because we started out doing a new members breakfast. So on a Saturday, I would meet all the new members. We'll have breakfast. I'll talk with them, let them know about the church, yada yada yada. Okay, that began to be strenuous because of people's schedule and my Saturday. Most of the time I'm either traveling or I'm doing family things, so I did not have the time to do it on Saturday. So we came up with this: let's do a welcome party on Sunday. So on Sundays, between both locations, Sunday in Goldsboro is at like 8:30 a.m. It's a welcome party. They come in, music's blasting. Same thing in our Raleigh location. They come in, music's blasting. It's hosted by our executive pastors. I put that weight on the executive pastors because the pastor, number one, is a bishop, not always able to be present, always on the move, always doing something. All right. So I'm not always able to be there for things like this. So we made it so that if I'm not there, it really doesn't hit hard. Okay. So our executive pastors and our membership care team are there for the welcome party. Uh, when they come in, there's food. Lady Ashley cooks. There's food for them. There is music going on, meet and greet. We're cracking jokes. We're having fun. They get to meet the pastors. We talk a little bit about our journey. We talk a little bit about the church. They make sure their profiles are updated in church track because documentation is everything. I know they joined the church and they signed in, they put their profile up, but we want to make sure again that all their information is updated. All right. We talk about new members class, we talk about discipleship class, and then watch this. We hear their stories. Why did you join this church? What is your background? Where did you come from? Things of that nature. And you'll be amazed, Pastor, at what you hear that helps you to pastor them better. Yeah, because now that I heard this, I know there's some things I need to deal with in preaching. There's some things I need to make sure that we have provided in the ministry because you've heard the cries of your people who just connected to the church. All right. So that's how the welcome party goes. Okay. Um, you want to make sure somebody is keeping up with the new members, salvations. You all see me post statuses about how many people connected to the church. That is not to showboat. It is not to show off. It's to motivate my people. I got people who are on social media all the time. So when they see that their church is doing something great, it motivates them to share about their church, to talk about their church, to push their church. So a lot of what you see me posting, if I wanted to do a teaching moment, it would be in capacity group or it would be to pastors that I know. But to motivate my people, I express it to the world. I hope you grab that concept. All right. But somebody who's keeping up with salvations and new member tracker is very important. Documentation is very, very important because you want to make sure that all of your role is legit because you want to close the back door of your church. You don't want people joining and then leave. So you keeping track of everybody helps you to keep uh, keep people connected so that you don't have people who are lost in the sauce. You got new members coming, and then next thing you know, people are lost. So new members tracking keeps that going. Okay, and I hope that what I presented today really got your mind turning. I wanted to switch up and do membership care today because I am still on a high from bringing in seeing those 9 members connect with our church with possibly more to come. Now, the 9 members that connected with our interest meeting is apart from the plan your visits. It's apart from people who just show up as guests on Sunday. So you have different avenues that you could get new members to connect with your church from. Now, you do not want new members without providing discipleship classes. All right. So get a system, get a curriculum together for discipleship classes so that those who are connecting with your church don't get lost, but continue to grow in God. All right. I want to take questions. Anybody have any questions? Might have any questions? Anybody have any questions? I want to make sure I answer the question. Y'all see how my internet acted right today? Praise be unto God. So I want to answer any questions that you have. Would that be equivalent to Sunday school? Oh, that's good. Thank you for saying that. Let me uh, where have you been? Watch this. Sunday school in our Goldsboro location, what I did was I called it Deep University, just like Impact University I talked about earlier. Deep University. So at 8:30 on second, third, and fourth Sunday, I have going on discipleship class, Bible 101, and Christian leadership. Those are the three classes that I have going on. So it takes the place of I call it Sunday school on steroids because there's so much focus, purpose. And then in our Raleigh location, every third Sunday, we have discipleship class. All right. So it gives people several options to learn more. So, yes, it takes the equivalent to Sunday school. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yes, those three classes in our Goldsboro location are going on simultaneously. Christian leadership, discipleship, and Bible 101. So I have three teachers that handle those. And those classes are have a good amount of people in them every Sunday. How do you motivate my older membership to really get energized about reaching the new members while simultaneously pushing the younger generation to not only step out more, but bring more in? Okay. So now what you are excited about as a pastor is what your membership overall would be excited about. Our church did not get excited about church growth until I started focusing on church growth. Okay. Now, the way to get the older membership energized is to get them involved. Most of your older membership, and this is what I'm experiencing in our Goldsboro location, need to know that they are still a necessity. They need to know that they are still relevant and can be used. All right. So one of the things that we did was a technology class. I did a technology class last week. I don't know if y'all saw that post, but I did a technology class and I had somebody come in and train my older generation how to use Apple iPhone, how to use iPads, how to use their MacBook. Also had someone to train them on Android devices. Why? So that they could feel that, oh man, I'm connected now. I can work now. I can be a part of what's going on. So they have a new energy. They haven't one of my executive pastors, she is 77. In our Goldsboro location, I think she's 77. And she just sent her first GIF in our group. Because at first she was like, I see everything that comes through and I just laugh. But I don't comment. But now she knows how to send GIFs. She knows how to be creative and all of that. So now she feels even more excited about ministry. So we have to provide for the older generation a way for them to continue to be involved. One of the things that I'm doing this year is pulling on stage during a Tuesday night, a night with my mothers. I'm going to sit with my church mothers. I'm going to ask them questions and allow them to impart into people. And when they see the value of their impartation, it's going to excite them more about ministry. We're doing the same thing with our deacons who are older, the same thing, so that they can see their input. They can see how them being a part and them giving their insight is still relevant to today's time. Because the truth of the matter is, it is relevant. They have the wisdom. We just have to translate it to where we are right now. Okay. Younger generation, put them to work. Give them so let me tell you this, our membership care team, all of what I just explained to you, I have a team of young people who handle that. It's like 8 of them. They handle that because it's a lot of technology, a lot of back and forth, a lot of communicating. My older generation are foot on the ground people. So they're the ones that are going to the hospital. They're the ones that are checking on members. They're the ones who are doing the phone calls. Why? Because you got to meet them where they are. And that's how you bring more in. Absolutely. Membership care. I wish I had this when I first started. I run to say that if I had this system when I first started, I would have more members now. I would not have lost some members. I would still have some members that just felt like they weren't relevant anymore, felt like they weren't connected with the ministry anymore. And if I had this when I first started, everybody, not everybody, but most of the people that joined our church throughout the years would probably be still connected if we had membership care in place. People have to know that you care. All right. So I hope that helped. Hope this helped. Again, I'm going to revamp that PowerPoint and I'm going to plug it in. Please go look at that magazine. Let me know your thoughts on those things. Let me know your thoughts on those things. The magazine that I posted, I want you to look through it. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your questions, anything like that. And we're going forward. All right. You all have an amazing day. I'm getting ready to take a break and then I'm getting ready to get ready for our ministry development night. Um, if I can go live tonight within this group, I will go live so that you can see how I run everything, because I got some members who are not able to be present. So I'm going to be going live in our private group for them. But if I can go live in both places, then I'll put the information in this group as well, so that you all can see how I'm going to flow on tonight. All right. So you all have a great day. And I pray that you all have a great weekend, a great Sunday. God bless you all.